good day, and thanks for stopping by GardenStateWeather.com, New Jersey and the Northern Mid-Atlantic region's weather news portal. I'm forecaster Robert Smith with the in-depth analysis video forecast discussion for this beautiful June 20th, 2013. And it's a beautiful picture this morning with the waves coming in light, breaking some of the rocks there, Long Beach Island, Beach Haven. As the sun's coming up this morning, it's a beautiful morning. There are a few people walking on the beach already, getting close to the shoreline. It's going to be an absolutely gorgeous summertime day. And at sunrise this morning, clear skies. There's a few broken clouds across the region, scattered clouds elsewhere, but most skies are generally clear this morning, and even on the water vapor loop this morning, lots of dry, sinking air across the northern mid-Atlantic states. Plenty of sunshine. Temperatures already in the 50s to around 60, and they're on their way up as the sun comes up. And this is a radar image here, which over the Chesapeake, this is probably birds or just reflectivity albedo or whatever, but there's no precipitation here on the radar whatsoever. And that's showing up too on the reflectivity composite here of the northeast, but there is no precipitation here. That's just radar noise. Clear skies over the forecast region this morning, and high pressure is over the northern mid-Atlantic and southern New England coast states today, and will continue to influence our weather with beautiful weather conditions. Temperature and dew points this morning, upper 40s to mid 50s, even to around 60 degrees in a few spots here across southeastern New Jersey, southwestern New Jersey, and down into the Delmarva this morning, with generally clear skies at sunrise. And the agricultural forecast from Rutgers University in New Brunswick: no rainfall through Friday, winds for spraying out of the southwest at 5 to 10 miles an hour through Friday. Relative humidity is 35 to 45% today, 90 to 100% tonight, and 35 to 40% again on Friday. Dew points will be in the upper 40s to low 50s through Friday. Very good drying conditions through Friday, and there's moderate dew tonight and Friday night. 90% sunshine today and 90% sunshine on Friday. And the National Weather Service's surf zone forecast for the beaches of New Jersey and Delaware. For New Jersey today, sunny skies, temperatures in the low 70s, south winds at 5 to 10 miles an hour. The surf 2 to 3 feet, southwest swell at around 2 feet. And the surf temperature around 65 degrees. UVI index is 9, which is very high, so do put that sunblock on. There is a low threat, however, strong currents, rip currents can occur near piers and jetties. Rip currents are possible elsewhere, especially during the lower portion of the tide cycle. Remember, always swim in areas where lifeguards are present, and talk with them about the hazards in the surf zone. Tide information at Atlantic City: low tide at 11 a.m. this morning, high tide 5:34 this evening. And for the Delaware beaches, sunshine today, mid-70s, east winds at 5 to 10 miles an hour, seas again around 2 to 3 feet, water temperatures near 66 degrees, the ultraviolet index very high at 9, a low threat of rip currents again. Remember to always swim in life-guarded areas. At Rehoboth Beach, high tide at 5:15 this morning, which passed, low tide 11:17 this morning, and high tide again at 5:52 this evening. And on the aviational weather deck this morning and throughout today, basically from Newark to Atlantic City to Trenton down to Millville and Philadelphia, basically a few scattered clouds at about 5,000 feet throughout the afternoon, and winds will be generally from the southeast, or southwest rather, at about 8 knots to 10 knots throughout the day. Visibility is better than 6 to 10 miles, again with a few scattered clouds throughout the region. This is a relatively simple forecast going into the weekend, with heat and humidity building back in again late Saturday night, Sunday, and into Wednesday of next week, but generally dry conditions as high pressure here across the mid-Atlantic and northeastern states continues to influence our weather. Eventually the winds become onshore during the afternoon with some sea breezes this afternoon, and then as high pressure gains control and moves off into the Atlantic coastal waters, a return southwest flow. We notice that there are a few disturbances here trying to get over the top of the ridge here by later in the weekend, but most of the area remains dry. We do have to watch out for an isolated shower or perhaps even a thunderstorm as we get into later Sunday and Monday, but most of the area will remain dry, and any lifting and forcing should be to the north of the region. What gets interesting is high pressure here builds in the means across the central portion of the United States, and as that does so, it sends another trough through the Great Lakes region and into the New England states by later next week, and the GFS model might be overdoing this with a cutoff low or even a surface low here across the eastern Great Lakes. Southwest winds, showers and thunderstorms developing later next week. We'll have to watch out for that. And then it begins to weaken and lift to the north as high pressure is blocking it off into the Atlantic coastal waters. But notice how high these heights are here across the Central Plains. This is a strong heat ridge here, and all that dry air eventually is going to move towards the Ohio River Valley, which is not shown here. But as this trough gets out of way, this ridge here of very warm, hot, dry air will begin to move towards the Ohio, Mississippi, and Tennessee valleys by late next week, and we could be opening up July with very warm, humid, summer-like conditions here across the mid-Atlantic coast states. This may give you an idea where temperatures are going to be going over the next couple of days. They'll be mostly in the low to the mid 80s across the New Jersey, New York City metropolitan area, southwestern Connecticut, Long Island. The Jersey-facing beaches could be a little cooler with onshore breezes developing during the afternoon. But as we get through the weekend, especially by Sunday, we'll find temperatures on Sunday getting into the 90s. It's not out of the question, mid and upper 80s to lower 90s across the Philadelphia, New York City metropolitan area, especially Sunday afternoon. And Monday afternoon, early next week, it's going to be hazy, hot, and humid with a southwest flow. Temperatures, again, early next week getting too near or over the 90-degree mark. Doesn't look like a heat wave yet, but it could come close in metropolitan areas such as New York City, Trenton, Philadelphia, and parts of interior Delmarva away from the coastal waters. Now, by late next week, temperatures will still be tempered on the upside with high dew points and high relative humidity values, a sticky atmosphere by late next week. As this upper low and trough begins to move towards the mid-Atlantic coast states, that could ignite some showers and thunderstorms by late next week. But this heat ridge that's building across the central part of the nation will then begin to influence our weather from late next week into early July, and that could mean a heat wave is on the way. So enjoy this fine summer-like weather, because it looks like we're going into the 3H Club next week from Sunday on through next Wednesday, possibly Thursday. And then the heat really builds late next weekend into early July. For GardenStateWeather.com, I'm forecaster Robert Smith. You make it a good Thursday. We'll be back bright and early with you on Friday morning.